everybody, this video is going to show you how to set up your document in APA format. So I'm going to start by showing you this concise guide to the 7th edition student paper checklist. This is available on APA's website, and it's the document that I give to my students to use as a checklist when they are formatting their essays. The first thing before we even get started that I want to point out is the font that you can choose from. Now, if your instructor has given you a specific font they want you to use, follow the instructor's directions. However, if they just said it needs to be an APA style, you have some options. So I wanted to point that out before we get started. It's under paper format, font and font size. So of course, consistency, once you pick a font, stick with it. But these are the approved fonts for APA. So notice that the 11-point Calibri, which is Word's default, is an acceptable font. So if you just want to open Word and stick with what's there, you can. But again, just like MLA, the 12-point Times New Roman is totally fine. And if that's what your instructor wants, go with that. There are some other options if you would like to choose something different. So now that we've gotten that covered, let's jump into the actual document setup. All right, so here's an example. The first thing that you want to do is when you open up your document, let's fix the spacing. Because of course, just like MLA, your spacing is always going to be double. So the best thing that you can do to start out is go to the little the lines that have the up and down arrows, click on that and go to line spacing options. At the bottom where it says spacing, make sure that before and after say 0 point, and that line spacing is set to double, okay? And then when it is, you hit OK. All right, so once you've set up your spacing, let's go ahead and insert your page numbers. So the page numbers need to go into the top right in the header section. So in the tabs, you go to Insert, and you go to where it says page number. Do not use Insert Header. If you do, the same number is going to show up on every single page. So use Insert Page Numbers. When you click on that, select the top of the page, and the top right is the position that you want it in. And once you select that, it will show up for you. You do not add your last name, okay? When you are adding your last name, that is MLA. APA does not do that. It uses the page numbers only. Once the page numbers are in there, double click back down into your essay. Now, APA likes you to move down so that your title page is kind of centered on the top half of the page. So you want to hit enter about 3 to 4 times. Once you do that, make sure that you're centered. So from the home tab under the paragraph, the one on the very left is left justified. Click where it says centered because you want it to be centered. The first thing that you type about 4 lines down is the title of your essay. Now the title of your essay is given title casing, so you capitalize it like you would a title, first and last word, all the content words in the middle, and it is in bold. So that is a little bit different again than MLA. So put your title in bold, then hit enter twice. You want to skip a double line of space between the title and the rest of the stuff on your title page. So skip 2 lines, hit enter twice, and then type in your name. Now, APA likes you to do your first name, your middle initial, and your last name, okay? Then hit enter, and then you're going to type in the department and the college or university that you are submitting to. So for my students, it would be Department of English, comma, and then our university name. If you are writing a paper for science or history or whatever, make sure that you fill in your actual department for this particular essay project. Then a comma and then the name of your university, and make sure that you capitalize those things. Even if it says like Department of History, that is capitalized. Next line down is your course name. And it's the course code, like we use ENG, some places use ENGL, or whatever other acronym you use for your department. And then our course number, so for example, one of my courses that I teach is English 112, and then you put a colon, and then you type the actual title of the course itself. Now this is what you would pull from your syllabus. How is the course actually called? And that's what you type in there. Then you hit enter, and then the next line down is your instructor's name. Now, if your instructor is a doctor, make sure that you include the doctor with the instructor's name. I am not, so it just says my name. Then underneath that is the due date for the assignment. You need to spell out the month, put your day and a comma, and then the full year. Okay? You can't write using dashes or slashes. It has to be spell out the month, day, comma, year. Then once you do that, hit enter to the next line, and then you're going to break to the next page because that's your title page. It's complete. But you don't want to hit enter over and over again, because sometimes when you do that, when you submit to a learning management system like Blackboard or Moodle or whatever, sometimes weird things happen with your spacing. So don't hit enter repeatedly to move to the next page. You actually want to insert a page break. So you go to the Insert tab next to the Home tab, and from the far left, we have Cover Page, Blank Page, Page Break. If you're in the online version of Word, Page Break is still up there, but I think it's by itself. You hit Page Break, and it will automatically bounce you to the top line of the next page. Okay? Don't hit enter or anything else. You immediately type your title. It is also centered and in bold on this page as well. Then when you hit the enter again and move you to the next line, this is where your essay is actually going to start. And you do want to make sure that you go back and click the left justify so that when you start typing your essay, it begins left justified and not centered. When you get to the end of your essay, you're going to need to do your references page. But we can set it up from the very beginning. So once you type in essay begins here, just hit enter again. And then what you want to do is insert another page break. Because again, if you hit enter enough times to move you to the next page, every time you add or subtract in your essay, you're adding sentences, you're deleting, you're moving things around, your references page is also moving up and down, and you don't want it to do that. So go to Insert and another page break, and that will bump you to the top line of the next page. On that line, you can go ahead and type in the word references in bold and centered. So that is not like Works Cited. Works Cited for MLA is not in bold. Here, this is in bold and centered, and it should be like if you're just setting up your document, it'll say page 3 up at the top. It'll say 3. And then you'll have this all ready and set up so that you can begin typing your references in as you are collecting your sources for your essay project. And at this point, your document is all set up and ready to go. I hope this helps, and good luck on your project, and have a great day.